Witness yourself, be yourself, but don't think someone else has it right. What if they had it wrong and you're trying to do what they're doing and they have it wrong? So it's not what they're doing. You just witness. I'm gonna say the same thing. You all are gonna do the same movement, same what, but how you guys do it will be different. And then your result will be different as well. For those of you that have shoes, it's a perfect experience because there is a lesson in the shoes also.
Should I put them on?
No.
Okay.
No. For those of you that are barefoot, that's a perfect experience also. For those of you that have socks, perfect experience also. Because the armor or the fabric or the protection your feet has limits or modifies how you operate and how you move. And how you move affects what you do. The beginning of fluid flow is getting your nerves and your tendons and your joints stronger. What your muscles can do is determined by how strong your joints are. The intentionality behind these movements is to find your maximum range of motion. Don't just go through the motion. The only way you get better is when you push your limits every single day, every single moment. The third thing I had, the first was it's not what you do, it's how you do it. The second was the intentionality behind your movement. The third is how you connect your breath with your movements, determine if you can do it or not do it. So learn to breathe when you feel restricted. If you feel restricted, don't force yourself, just breathe.
Breathe through it.
Yes.
Breathe into it.
If you're within the range of motion you're comfortable with, I want to say you're doing it wrong. There's no wrong or right, but you're doing it wrong if you're within your range of motion. The goal is to find your limits. And that limit is what you're stretching right here. Just doing these simple things on a daily basis is what keeps you stronger, keeps you flexible, and keeps you adaptable. Alright, now go forward. If you guys are going backwards, otherwise reverse it. Goal is reverse right now. And keep this in mind too, your posture plays a role in everything you do. So especially your neck, once you're so close to your neck. And if you notice, this is nothing extraordinary, but you can feel your body working.
Yeah, it's like different motions that we're used to. Like doing this, John, to me, like I'm feeling a stretch in my fingers here.
Yup.
It's the craziest thing.
So the statement goes, everything else affects everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Rohn. That's where I heard it from. Alright, now there
I
is.
thought it was Einstein.
Many people got that's why I heard it from first. That's why I said it the way I said it. So this is the range of motion. Remember, don't just go through the range of motion. Find your absolute maximum range. That is where strength, ability, and adaptability begins. It's at the end of what you're comfortable doing. Speed is irrelevant in this moment. Your joints, every day you go to sleep, imagine it becomes like an onion. There's like a small layer of like calcium that's built upon your joints and your tendons. The days you stop moving them, that range of motion gets a little harder. After a week or a month, it becomes a little stronger. That little layer, after a year of not moving, it becomes so stiff people forget that they even could move that way. So the reason that does happen is because we stop moving. I'm seeing it, I'm like, no one's moving exactly the same way too. Or do you see everyone, is everyone moving the same way?
No.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, right? But yet, everyone's doing it just the right way they can do it. So yeah, alright. So next up, it will be the neck. This one, I'm gonna get a little technical with you guys. So keep your posture straight and your back erect. And I would say feet touching each other, just so it can support. Squeeze your butt cheeks, flex your core, engage your entire body for this. Now for the neck, you're gonna suck your neck, not suck. Tuck your chin in.
Mm-hmm.
Keep this part, it's gonna become flexed a little bit, a little tension. And then you're gonna bring it upwards. And you'll feel the stretch here. And depending on how strong or how weak the back of your neck is, you'll feel it in certain spots. Now do the same thing downwards. Keep the tension tight, bring it down. Take a deep breath throughout the whole process. Keep going. Back down.
One thing I do when I do these exercises, I'm turning my head like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn my eyes also as far as I can turn them all the way to the right. Stretch my eyes up. Do the same thing to the
Yeah,
left.
that gets you to move further back.
Yeah.
And as for you, Bob, what I would suggest for you, sir, go slow. You're going through the motions, I would say, too fast. You're not allowing your body time to process what it's actually feeling and experiencing. Nothing wrong with that. There you go. Now, I'm seeing the limitations of your ankle rather than you just going through the motion. And you can see them too, so therefore that tells you what you really should work on. You see the spots that feel so stiff that's like you can't even get there? Alright.
Yeah, I've never done it before, so it's new.
Cool. Alright, now, real quick. In that basic of fluid flow, what opened up for you and what did you learn?
Like for me, your focus on going to the limits instead of just doing the motion, I could get an expansive aspect in giving you greater range of motion and strength, and making the exercise more effective than just doing a count, you know.
So what I'm hearing from you is it's not what you did, it's how you do what you did.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, it's almost like pulling a rubber band to its limits, you know. If you're just pulling it this far, you know, the rubber band is kind of loose. If you keep pulling it to its limits, it's a strong, you know, you're getting more extension, and you're feeling that in your ligaments or whatever, your muscles, whatever you're stretching to the next level. It's almost like you're feeling a rubber band getting stretched out.
Awesome.
For me was like the realization of how simple it is to wake up parts of your body that usually you don't use, and like how you can strengthen them, like using a few minutes of the day to just do these simple exercises.
Cool. I love the fact you said a few minutes. Now I'm gonna share a rule. This is what I apply because I realized. Alright, so I started martial arts consistently 2016. At that moment of consistency, I used to train 6-7 days a week if I had the chance. Like if literally I put nothing on my schedule just to go. If something had to be done, it was the only time I do it. And so I did that for about a year consistently. And then after a while, life started happening. I went down to like 4 days a week. And then after a while, job became more important. And then I go once in a while. Then when I used to go once in a while, I realized that my skills and ability started, of course, declining. My mind was still there, but I realized my body was slowing down. And then I learned this thing and I started applying it. It's called the rule of 5. The rule of 5. Whether it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 weeks, 5 days, 5 years. Apply the rule of 5. Apply.
5 decades.
Or 5 decades too. I'm not at decades yet, because right now I just passed the 5-year.
But that's the thing, is you're talking about longevity in life and keeping your body keeping going.
Exactly.
Now,
5 decades is part
somebody
of
who's
it.
a little bit older, you know, grew up as a young person, very active, very athletic, and then at some point in your life, or my life anyway, I kind of let that go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick that back up now, but if you can continue that cycle throughout your lifetime, then you know you're gonna be in a lot better spot.
Good.
Instead of trying to regain it again.
Right.
Yeah. It takes 5 times the amount of work to gain a certain result, but only 2 times the amount of work to sustain it. You guys know what I mean by that either? Give me an example that you understand. An example of your own words that's what it means.
Driving.
Right?
Driving. When you first learn how to drive, it takes a bunch of focus, takes a bunch of effort, you have to think about everything you have to do. But as you get better and better at driving, it doesn't take as much mindfulness to get you to where you can go. You can almost fall asleep and get to where you need to be.
Sometimes I be doing that.
Right.
Sadly though. Sadly. So cool. So the same with the body. Alright, so this is mine. I'm trying to communicate a message so that you guys understand it. Alright. All of us were born with the same clean slate as a baby. All of us could do the exact same thing, which was nothing. So to speak, right? We could cry, we could yell. We couldn't walk, we couldn't feed ourselves, we couldn't do, overall, all of us, same slate, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that all of us different ages right now, we're not at the same stage anymore? What happened?
Well, influenced by other things.
Such as, be specific. Such as?
Well, outside input, beliefs that
Food.
that we create over time from experience.
Okay.
Environment.
Well, partly it was what we created. The other part is what genetically came with us too.
That too.
Priorities change.
Priority.
Priorities were different. Priorities were different for all of us. For some of us, it may have been using more of our brains. Some of it might have been more using our bodies. Some of it more have been like bigger into nutrition, bigger into comfort. Just depending on your race, you have a bigger priority.
Alright, so what I'm hearing from you is your priority determine your results.
Yes. What you made more important is what you're gonna do most of,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna get different results based on what you do most of.
Alright.
And taking your gifts for granted.
That hits home, but now say it in a way that people that are taking it for granted get it.
Like I said before, if you know, okay, maybe some people are born or as they develop, do more active things, have a more active lifestyle, so their bodies react better than others, and so you've developed some sort of a good body flow, good flu flow. But you know, after, like everybody's saying, life happens and you make choices that maybe go against that, and before you know it, you've let those things go, and now you're obese or whatever, your joints stiffen up, and you know, then you realize, wow, I was much better when I was moving all the time.
Always.
Why were you much better moving all the time is the question. You don't gotta answer me, but just look for that answer though. Why were you better? Because you were moving all the time.
Better for my body. My body was better. My body worked as a tool better than when you let it go and not keep it oiled and moving.
Okay.
You know, it's like any tool. You leave out in the rain, it gets rusted, and the screws get all caked up. Same thing happens with us. You know, you gotta eat right, do right, and be right.
Exactly. You told me what was better because you were moving. My body was better because I was moving. You told me the result. My body stayed fluid. My body stayed lubricated. My body stayed strong because I was always moving. The question I'm asking is, why is that?
Why did my body stay fluid?
Because you were moving.
Yeah.
Why? I'm asking this. It's a very tough question because most of us don't look at it.
Well, I mean, ask me it again.
Because we have the energy flowing?
He wants me to ask it again, right?
Oh, okay.
Why is it that your body stayed stronger, lubricated, because you said it, oiled, and all that, because you're always moving? Why does your body stay at that shape, stay at that condition when you stay active?
Because it's being used the way it was meant to be used.
That's the beginning of it all. So my purpose, this is me talking about me real bad. My purpose for doing what I do is I realize that all of us were born with the same capabilities, but most of us go to sleep on it. So therefore, my purpose for moving. But for me, the reason behind why I do what I do is that statement right there. And like Kara said earlier, repeat your statement, please. To the question, why is it that?
Because we're energy, and energy has to move.
Okay. So
Is that what I said? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted to make it clear once you say it again,
Yeah,
so
that's what I
everyone's on the
meant.
same page. Yeah.
Because we're
And-
energy, and energy has to move.
So as Einstein says, something along those lines, I may butcher the quote. An object in motion stays in motion until acted upon something of greater equal force.
Newton. Yeah.
Newton.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction. So the motion is this though, right? We're moving beings. We're beings that are always in process of creation. Our body, just like water, the moment, because what's the percentage of our body in water?
98%.
80%?
65.
65.
Is it?
Yeah, 65.
Alright. So he's a doctor, guys.
Yeah.
When I say he's a doctor, as in he's a doctor. So when I say this, he studies the body. So 65%. And then according to what the food guy, said about water, the moment that water becomes still and stagnant, it loses its energy and potential. Am I wrong with that statement? So therefore, when we become still, our potential starts to die. So most people think of retirement. I'm saying this because of how you live. But most of us look at your retirement as, oh, I can't wait till I stop doing all that I'm supposed to be doing. You know what that means? indirectly you just said I can't wait to die. Indirectly. You know what I mean?
And it's what happens.
The reason I say this, I have a friend, they were my mentors. They worked until they were about 68, 2 years after retirement. Now they can't even walk no more. 2 years. That's all it took. They got home, watched TV, let me go to bed, let me eat whatever I want. They still ate whatever they want to begin with. You know what I mean though?
Right.
But the fact that they're, anyway, time is ticking. So the next experience, compare your body state now in comparison to when you first walked through the door. And your mental, all yourself.
Well, if I read what I wrote first, it's like pathetic because I'm stiff, I'm in pain, I'm tired, I'm like exhausted, and now I feel alive and happy and like, I don't know, like flowy, you know? So it's like night and day.
And how long was this? Let me ask you this. Was this exhausting? Was it exhausting to get to this state?
No,
How did you feel getting to this state?
great.
Thank you. One more person. Going up, please. Right there, it's fine. Your experience of yourself before and present.
Okay.
You can cut the music, DJ.
With the quantity of food that I ate, the heavy food that I ate, I was feeling heavy, and so when I started doing the exercises, I had to kind of push. But after the exercises, the motions, I feel better mentally, physically. I feel younger, more flexible. I feel better overall, I would say.
Awesome.
And what I'm going to take home is my experience in this community here. And it was a great receive and give experience where I really feel as if we all shared, we all received, and we all gave. And that's a beautiful community. Thank you.
All right. Coming. Durbin's coming in here. Didn't really know what to expect. I think it's gonna be like a yoga session. I don't know. We're just doing stretches. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna support John. And coming here today, it was a lot of fun. I got to just really express myself. Got to get a little loosey goosey, you know, meet some cool people. And taking home wise, to me, it was just proof that like. Now when I talk to any of my patients, I'm gonna just be like, you can't BS me, yo. When I tell you, like, exercise doesn't have to be this grandiose, scary, like, I have to run a mile to do this. I try to tell all my patients just like, small things. Just get yourself into small habits. Get up and dance more. Moving around. Hop in a pool. Whatever to get yourself moving, because that is what creates the habit. And like, I always advocate for dance. Dance is really great because, especially for my older people, it helps you keep your coordination, prevents more falls because you get practice moving forward and backwards. Not every single exercise does that for you. It helps keep your coordination, and you'll be that 65-year-old still having a great time. So,
I'm a 66-year-old having
hey,
a good time.
65 plus, all of you guys, all ages. So I loved it. I had a good time.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So when I came here, I really wasn't expecting a studio, more of like a warehouse for training. So it was kind of like, a surprise. But the reason why I came here is because I want to learn more about the true potential of what my body can do and like what it's capable of. And it's a good thing I came here because I got all the information I needed. Kind people, thank you so much for having me here. And it's just a lot to take in right now. I'm trying to process it, and John really taught me, all of you guys really taught me like to really use the full range of motion in your body, be limitless, find out what you're limited on, and just, work on it. So yeah, pretty much.
One point I want to make, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I saw you putting your hand back here when you're talking about processing it. It's also really helpful to put your hand here when you're processing.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Go Bash.
For me, it's been great to meet all of you and connect with all of you. It was partly about community, which I cherish. And like in my coming here, I know John, his beautiful spirit, and I've seen him do some amazing things on Facebook. So that's what I had in mind to be getting from here. And what I'll be taking is recognizing my limitless potential and expanding myself beyond what I think my limits are, in order to have a more expansive life instead of being limited. So that's one of the things I'm taking with, and I'm taking the connections and nice conversations I had with all of you.
Hello, everyone. So, coming here, I didn't know that I was going to be participating the way I was. I thought I was just going to be the sound guy, and then do a little camera work here and there, but I'm always open to, like, be formless, shapeless like water. You know what I mean? Because, like, you never know what lesson is there for you to gain. So coming here, that's what I had in mind. I met John. John's always been like a high vibrational person like myself. So I was just open. You know what I mean? I had no expectations. I just knew, there was gonna be a great experience for today. What I could say I'm taking away from it is definitely new people. I didn't know any of you. I just met you, and I just met you guys too. So a lot of new faces for me. And like piggyback off him, community. I'm big on community, and I'd like to do the shameless tag real quick. I have a song that's streaming on all platforms called "Double Up," right? And it talks in the hook. It says, "Double up like Costco with me, Bosch Pro with it. Pass it if you're not gonna hit it. Tops go missing. I need keys to offshore living, top floor business. Hang with me and pass your limits. Change your senses. Won't you double up?" And right now we're talking about being limitless and going past your limits. That's one of my key philosophies, because you never know what you're capable of until you try. There's a lot of people that do like miracles happen every day, but you won't know if you're just not in motion. So thank you for having me, and I can't wait to connect with you guys on another level.
All right. Well, I came here not having many expectations, just knowing that if John is putting something together, it has to be awesome because he's amazing and I admire him in so many ways. So no expectations. I came with an open heart, and I was so glad to see that the same happened with other people, because I felt like you all gave yourselves out today, and it was beautiful to feel that openness through conversation, through sharing food, through dancing, through moving. And what I'm gaining and what I'm taking with me is that when I open my heart like that, I get the same back. And I'm also gaining that it doesn't have to be complicated to be healthy, to exercise, to move, and that this is something I have to make part of my everyday, because I want to get to 120 and be running. So I want to be dancing.
There you go.
And you can
until I die. So yeah, thank you.
Well, you guys don't know me. You don't know me, but I got to know everybody today. That's what I say. I cannot lift 120. I can dance, until I reach a certain age. But my story is, I left my country at 19 and I came on a soccer scholarship. So I've been playing soccer all my life since I'm 8 years old. I stopped 5 years ago. And my body seems to change a lot since I've stopped. I've stopped playing sports entirely and dedicated into working and 9-to-5 job, and it just threw me off. So with that said, a little movement, I must say, balance is key to everything. Like he says, in the future life, balance is number one. A lot of people doesn't know, but if you play soccer, you can play any sport. A lot of people don't know that. You can play basketball, though it's not even with your hand, but it's a movement that plays basketball. So with that said, I'm happy that I got a chance to get, involved in it a bit. John is my guy. He used to live down the block from me. I moved 2 blocks away, but we're still neighbors. So I know what John has been to. I've been trying to help him digitally, trying to set this up, his whole thing for a while from the back end. So I kind of know where he's going with it. I've never participated in the performance of it. So I'm happy I'm here. I see everybody. Everybody's happy. Everybody likes what's going on. That's a positive thing. So with this said, everybody needs to keep the positiveness of this in order to move forward and have a better, greater community. Bring everybody in. Exercise is life, just like water. Gotta keep it flowing.
Motion is lotion.
There you go.
Lotion is lotion.
So guys, with that said, appreciate everything you guys get and accepting me in this way, and I look forward to seeing you guys again.
It was a vision I had. I saw an old man walking. I remember sitting on top of the cemetery. I'm like, if I died today, what would be the meaning of my life? What have I contributed to planet Earth? And I actually felt like I died that day, and then I just saw an old man walking. He was moving in such a way that I was like, there's something that spoke in me is that I could help people like that. And then I didn't believe in me, so I never continued taking that path. And then I had a couple friends kept on dying. And I'm like, John, you're gonna continue wasting your life like this, or you're not? I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of those people, so I started taking action. Fast forward,